San Diego International Airport has a rich and fascinating history shaped by its unique geography, urban setting, and a pivotal role in air travel. It's ranked as one of the most difficult airports to land at in the US for pilots due to its relatively short usable landing area, shifting wind currents just before landing, and steep descent angle over the crest of the Bankers Hill neighborhood. A neighborhood I had way too much fun in capturing shots of planes landing dangerously overhead for this video. It also just happens to be America's busiest single-runway airport, presenting many more challenges that we'll be covering today too. Yes, while San Francisco International gets to have its 4 runways, Chicago O'Hare gets to have its 5, and Denver International gets to have its 6, San Diego International, the home airport of America's 8th largest city, is mogging it out with just 1. Today, I'm going to take you through everything you need to know about this incredibly underrated and multifaceted international airport in the middle of downtown San Diego. Right here from 4th place, your place to learn about US geography, urbanism, transportation, and city planning. Alright, so I already told you about the incredible views you can catch of planes landing from atop Bankers Hill, but why exactly was this airport built in such a unique location? Building airports within big city downtowns is kind of frowned upon today, so why would the city build here, in what would have been prime San Diego real estate in the first place? Well, that decision takes us all the way back to the late 1800s, when the land that San Diego International Airport sits on was just a swampy marsh, known as Dutch Flats. In the 1900s, much of the marshland around San Diego Bay had been filled in to support urban development and industrial expansion in the early 20th century, creating the firm ground necessary for further development. This process of reclaiming tidal wetlands was common in many coastal cities during this era for purposes ranging from shipping and rail infrastructure to urban expansion. In the case of San Diego, though, it had big military aspirations. In 1913, Congressman William Kettner convinced Major General Joseph Pendleton to make Dutch Flats the site of the Marine Corps Advanced Base Force, in an effort to help prepare bases and logistics hubs for U.S. military forces in the Caribbean, Central America, and the Pacific. It was part of a broader military buildup in San Diego, a city which would become a major hub for U.S. military operations on the West Coast. The Advanced Base Force's short-lived activities would later lead to the establishment of the Marine Corps Recruit Depot, or MCRD San Diego, in 1921, which still operates in such capacity to this day. With the end of World War I in 1918, the need for the Advanced Base Force in its original form diminished, and the land was then leased in 1920 to one T. Claude Ryan, an aviation pioneer in San Diego who recognized the potential of Dutch Flats for aviation due to its flat terrain and proximity to the bay. Ryan quickly established an aviation base at Dutch Flats, founding the popular Ryan Flying School. The flight school was involved in everything from early flight training to aircraft manufacturing and even aerial tours. It became one of the first civilian aviation schools in the US to train pilots and manufacture airplanes. As a part of these activities, Ryan was contracted to build the aircraft that would carry Charles Lindbergh on his historic nonstop transatlantic flight, the Spirit of St. Louis. During this time, the airport would take on the name Dutch Flats Airport and was widely used. As aviation in San Diego grew throughout the 1920s, the need for a more formal, organized airport became apparent. After all, Dutch Flats Airport was a relatively small airstrip, and with the increase in air traffic and aviation activity, there was a push to create a larger, more formal airport to support both military and civilian aviation. In 1928, the city of San Diego acquired the land surrounding Dutch Flats, including where Ryan Flying School had been operating, as a part of that effort to develop and construct what would soon be known as San Diego Municipal Airport. San Diego Municipal Airport officially opened on August 16, 1928, becoming one of the first airports in the US designed explicitly for commercial air travel. At the time of its opening, it boasted a single runway and modest facilities, but was considered cutting edge. The airport began commercial passenger service with Pacific Air Transport, later United Airlines, offering flights to Los Angeles and beyond. It quickly became a hub for other early airlines, including TWA and Western Air Express, connecting San Diego to major cities across the US. Despite its modest beginnings, the airport's location in downtown San Diego made it highly convenient, helping it gain a foothold as a vital transportation hub in the region. But it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows in the years after the airport's construction, though, as it soon had to take on a whole new life. During World War II, Lindbergh Field adapted to serve as a base for military operations. It was utilized by aircraft manufacturers like Convair, which was involved in producing bombers and military aircraft such as the B-24 Liberator. The airport was also used as a major transit hub for troops, with planes flying in and out, transporting military personnel and supplies around the clock. Military aviation training was conducted at the airport too, with various Navy and Army Air Corps units using the facility for pilot training, aircraft operations, and logistics coordination. Commercial aviation was heavily scaled back during this time, but it didn't cease entirely. After the war, Lindbergh Field transitioned back to civilian use and saw rapid growth in commercial aviation. Eventually, in 2003, the name Lindbergh Field was officially changed to San Diego International Airport to reflect its broader role as a major regional and international airport. The name change, no doubt, emphasized the airport's growing importance in connecting San Diego to the rest of the world. But there was a problem. San Diego's booming population and the rise of air travel led to increased passenger traffic. However, geographical and political constraints made expanding the airport's footprint challenging and ultimately impossible. Firstly, because the airport is bordered by San Diego Bay to the south and west, downtown San Diego to the east, and Marine Corps Recruit Depot to the north, it prevented pretty much any runway expansion full stop. Attempts to relocate or build a new airport elsewhere were met with resistance due to cost, environmental concerns, and competing land uses. But despite these challenges, San Diego International adapted by optimizing its single-runway operations, making it the busiest single-runway airport in the US. Today, San Diego International serves over 25 million passengers annually, with flights departing and arriving every few minutes during peak hours. Despite its geographical and operational constraints, the airport has managed to thrive through innovative design, efficient operations, and constant upgrades. Here's the breakdown of what it looks like in the modern day. The airport consists of just two passenger terminals, Terminal 1 and Terminal 2. Together, they offer a mix of domestic and international services and provide a variety of amenities for travelers. Originally built in 1967, Terminal 1 is the airport's older terminal and serves primarily domestic carriers like Southwest Airlines, which actually accounts for more than 40% of the airport's passenger traffic. It features 12 gates, but has struggled to meet the demands of modern passenger volumes due to its age and limited space. However, it's currently undergoing a massive $3.4 billion renovation to replace it with a state-of-the-art facility, which will add 19 new gates and significantly improve the passenger experience. The upgrades are taking place in two phases. The first phase is scheduled to open in 2025 with a budget of $2.6 billion and is 60% complete as of April 4th, 2024. The second phase, planned to open in 2028, will demolish the original Terminal 1 and replace it with 11 additional gates for the new Terminal 1. Space was also set aside west of the new Terminal 1 parking structure for an unspecified rail transit station to connect the airport to downtown San Diego, although neither constructing this station nor constructing tracks leading to it are the responsibility of the airport. Originally built in 1979 as a reliever to Terminal 1, Terminal 2 was expanded and modernized in 2013 and is by far the more contemporary of the two. In total, the terminal is home to 32 gates and 4 lounges: the Aspire Lounge, the Chase Sapphire Lounge, the Delta Sky Club, and the United Club. Notably, in recent years, the airport has seen an increasing international traffic, with nonstop flights to destinations in Europe, Asia, Mexico, and Canada. Airlines like British Airways to London Heathrow, Japan Airlines to Tokyo, and Aeromexico are among those connecting San Diego to the world. As Southwest Airlines doesn't have hub airports in the traditional sense, San Diego International serves as a hub airport for just one major airline, Alaska Airlines, flying to around 42 destinations directly, depending on the season. Now about the single runway itself, runway 2709. It's 9,400 feet long and is able to accommodate a wide range of aircraft. from small regional planes to large wide-body jets like the Boeing 777 and Airbus A350. Despite its single-runway status, the airport handles an impressive volume of flights, with over 500 daily operations during peak travel seasons. It offers nonstop service to over 70 destinations, including major US cities like New York, Chicago, and Atlanta, as well as a number of international hubs. While primarily a passenger airport, San Diego International also handles a notable volume of cargo. Cargo carriers such as FedEx and UPS operate out of the airport, leveraging its location to serve Southern California and nearby regions. Despite its physical constraints, it's safe to say that the future looks bright for San Diego International Airport. As mentioned earlier, the new Terminal 1 will feature new gates, new restaurants, new retail, better traffic flow, and will breathe a new life into the airport. Additionally, the airport is working towards achieving net zero carbon emissions by 2045, with investments in solar energy, electric ground vehicles, and other green technologies. There's no doubt that the airport is crucial for the future of the city of San Diego, a city experiencing an influx of growth for all of the reasons that gave San Diego the nickname of America's finest city. And I have a lot of San Diego content coming soon, so make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. San Diego International is a critical economic engine for the region, contributing over $12 billion annually to the local economy and supporting over 118,000 jobs, both directly and indirectly, in industries such as aviation, tourism, and logistics. Though there are still two important questions looming over the airport's future. First, will the city ever extend the Orange Line out from its downtown terminus to the airport? And second, will the city eventually need to use a pre-existing reliever airport when the city eventually fully outgrows its expansion capacity? Perhaps Brownfield Municipal Airport in the very southern portion of the city could take advantage of the demand and begin to offer commercial flights. Or perhaps the more central Montgomery Gibbs Executive Airport? After all, in 1950, the city of San Diego did acquire the executive airport and much of the land surrounding it through eminent domain to build a replacement airport. But the Korean War brought with it a massive expansion in jet traffic to nearby Naval Air Station Miramar, which soon rendered a commercial service airport in the area impractical. I guess we'll have to wait and see just how far the limits of this nearly 100-year-old airport can be pushed. Have you ever flown in and out of San Diego International? What was your experience like? Let me know down in the comments section below. Hit that like button if you learned something new and if you enjoyed the video. And also make sure to click that subscribe button if you'd like to see more videos like this one in the future. But for now, I'll see you next week from 4th place.